Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the offensive line, okay? So currently the blue team is in possession of the ball. A tag has just occurred, okay, and there's about to be a roll ball taken. Now, the first problem with the offensive line is basically at the moment these guys are just too flat. They're too in line with each other, okay? So there's no. The reason why we don't generally go in line, okay, why it's considered, let's say, an inferior tactic, alright, is basically if you look at the ball being played now, I won't move up the defensive line for the time being, okay. So what happens is the ball gets played back, okay, to the dummy half passes out, so these two guys start coming up in line together, okay, and basically the ball comes out. Now, first thing that can sometimes happen is the player will end up in front, and you cannot pass to a player that's in front of you. That is a forward ball, okay? So the player needs to be behind you, okay? Now, what generally happens is the defensive line here will be moving up as it usually should be doing a good defense. Now, what's going to happen is he's going to come up. This person's in line, okay? Now, the receiver, is matching the the receiver of the ball is matching the ball handler's pace, okay? So when the ball, he's sometimes can be guessing when the ball's actually going to come to him, okay? So basically the defensive line moves up again, okay? The ball, in this case, it comes too late, okay? Basically, it's the problem here is the marker is marked up, the ball comes in, and this player just catches the ball and hasn't got enough space to be accelerating, okay? So there's not a big enough gap here, okay, for the defender, for the attacker to build up enough pace, okay? So if we completely just redo this again, okay, we go back to where we began out, okay, and the ball goes back, okay, now we're back in line, okay? Now, imagine it was like this in the first place, okay? So basically the ball comes out and there's basically a staggered formation, okay, like a delta, okay, as one of my friends often says, okay. Just basically it's basically like a triangle, okay. They're in a diagonal with each other, okay. So what can happen this time is once again the defense moves up, okay, and basically the player comes up. Now, what you're going to notice is when the player hits the line, first of all, the attacker isn't that close to the defensive line, okay? So when he receives the ball, this gap is too narrow, okay? So if he comes from deeper, okay, he gets to choose his run. So he could run maybe this way, he could go that way. So he runs forward, okay? But most of all, he gets to build up a good bit of speed onto the ball. So he gets to burst, call for the ball, gets to build up a great deal of speed, okay? And basically, the less time you spend going in between two players, the better. So if you hit the ball coming fast, they have less time to react and more time to obviously make the tag. Or sorry, to not make the tag, so you can get through. Okay? So that is the advantages of coming from deeper, is that you can build up more speed. You're not matching the ball handler's pace, so you can actually accelerate onto the ball. Okay?